Hey, what's up, guys? So we're going to continue our Let's Play series here of SC2VN. Little catch up from the episode before. So we have now, we were drinking, got the party, followed the personal stuff. That was pretty cool. And then now we might be losing our sponsorship, but now I got to play a showcase event to show that I am the man, as what I am. And now I'm training Reva's in my bedroom. Yeah! Creepy? A little bit. So, here we go. Yes! My breath is calm as a pathetic says I forgot to lock my door. Huh? I guess it's better than showing up to find my computer missing. So, I guess just a little back because I'm going back with on. Because I recorded and I realized I was getting too far and got mad. And I left my apartment open and I played Go with the store clerk manager, Mr. Yen. And so she was in there and my door was open, so she was there. Oh, right, sorry, I guess I got caught up with I got caught up with some old guy here. In the rush, I reach to the bag and carry and hand a drink to Reva. Caught up. Reva takes my offer without so much as looking at it. Whether or not she's actually going to drink it, I've done my due diligence as a host. It's hard to explain. You don't need to explain your relationship with an old man if you would rather not. Even the thought of it's pretty sure it's a joke. Reva doesn't smile, showing it. I offer a nervous laugh and fall into my computer chair, trying to move on from a topic of my tardiness. And it is raining pretty hard outside. Oh my gosh. So, right, ladder. Is there something you think I need to practice? You will want to match up against Protoss players only. Quit the match if your opponent is Terrain or Zerg. Wait, but my ranking? But if you should display my proudly earned Grandmaster badge accomplished by the rank in double digits. If I leave 2/3 of my game tonight, I'm going to lose a bunch of ladder points. Your ladder points really that important? Absolutely. Well, Reva takes the mouse from me and logs out of StarCraft 2. Her fingers dance across my keyboard, and a second later we're logged into her barcode account. Grandmaster badges accompanied Brandon's anonymous username and ranked even higher than mine. Play on this one then. I don't care about ladder rank, and neither should you. I scratch behind my head and have a sense to look embarrassed. She's right. It's pretty dumb for me to worry about ladder at a time like this. With a nod, I click. I search for my first match of the night. It takes a handful of games before I have a match up against a Protoss. Oh, he's got one of those weird names and random capitalizations. Reva sits over my shoulder at it from the edge of my bed, eyes fast on the monitor. Your AMP is low. I wince and respond in a flurry of unnecessary keystrokes. I never crack 300 beat, even when I'm focused on doing so. A minute or two pass without a comment, though it's hard to tell whether or not that means she thinks I'm playing well. Your energy bays are late. Are they? They are. Damn it. I whip my mouse and box a pair of SVCs, slam down 2 delayed structures. Check my opponent's composition of the scan, decide I'm ready to challenge him. Delayed upgrades or not, I managed to keep close enough eye on my opponent's tech that I have a massive swell of Vikings by the time his Colossus comes to play. His army gets caught in an awkward position when he tries to establish his third base, allowing me powerful in his base. I'd win. I'd normally celebrate with a self-assured smile. But with Reva on my shoulder, I'm focused on Frenchy humility and I turn towards her and motion towards the screen. Well, what do you think? She adjusts her glasses and pushes her lips, taking a long moment to decide a response. He was bad, but you capitalized on mistakes, so I have no major complaint. A good player won't let you obtain free information. Use your scans wisely. I thought I used it pretty well, didn't I? Scouting one of those things is things I'm best at. Not particularly. You should always aim to be even better. I crumble and turn towards another game. Yet, another thing to focus on, I guess. I thought that Reva's low-key attitude might have made her a little bit lenient with my mistakes, but she's not at all that different from Jet, minus how she delivers her criticism. My next match is on the largest map in the current ladder pool. I have pretty easy defending my expectations with the way the map's choke points are constructed. Rather than poke and prod with Marines and go early for aggression, I throw a quick third base in the flurry flug corner of the map. Shortly begin my natural expansion. Pulling off this kind of tactical increasing towards if it goes unscouted, not particularly guaranteed to win. Hi! Kinda creepily on my screen there. Hey. Why are you doing that? Practice something useful. I shift my glaze aside and comfortably close both to me and my monitor. What if I decide to hide the expansion against Bolt? Are you going to risk a team on a coin flip? Cancel it and aim for a longer game. Reva offers advice too firm to be called suggestion, and I find myself moving my mouse to do instructed. This graph is going to set me back a far bit. I gear up for a dawn match, focusing on my upgrades and base defense. It's not long before my Protoss opponent and I have split the map in half and are jockeying for position. Build more defenses you can afford a dozen planetary fortresses. Is that really necessary? Mac, your opponent is a Protoss. Protoss players will stop at nothing to cheat an honest terrain out of an earned win. Funny, I typically imagine balanced miners as loud as obnoxious in real life. I wonder if she quit playing random out of guilt. I still oblige her and cram as many strategic defensive structures as I can into a visible choking point. There's an observer over your army. Let's go to find out right. Damn, how did I not catch that earlier? With a scan, I pick off Protoss scouts and reposition my units. It takes a few minutes to adjust my army's composition to the one that better suits the extreme late game, but I soon rarely clash with my opponent. At this point, StarCraft is less about strategy, more about patience. It's more to know when to stalk than when to pounce. Sense of opening at last the rush of my opponent's weak flank. Out of the corner of my eye, I see Reva teasing up, investing as much as I am in the outcome of the battle. But at times my snipes don't connect with a higher Templar scattered amongst my Protoss army. He draws my units in PSA Storm and steamrolls down the center of the map, destroying my constructed defenses along the way. I struggle putting SC2 mount a counter offense, but the damage is done. I'm forced to tap out a GG and quit the match in a huff. He controlled his army better than you did. I spin my chair to face Trevor with a frown. If he didn't, I would have won. Oh, that was so close. Yes, it was. At least she could see the point of my credit when it's deserved, but damn, the match took a while, as long as go with Mr. Yen, if not longer. What time do you need to leave? Are you throwing me out? What? No, I'm just saying if you need to be home at a certain time, let me know. I do not. Oh, okay. Jeez. Why does talking to her feel so unnatural? It's hard to be it has to be intentional on her part. I need a break. Your opponent will use every wasted moment to become better than you. Breaks are dangerous. Just a short one, I'm thirsty. Anyways, I'll be back on a ladder with a vengeance afterwards. Thirsty. I see. I first clenched volunteers and reached for a can, nearly forcing me to knock it over. I offer really an exalted look before I crack open my drink. Not to be outdone, I take the poised sip before glancing casually in her direction. So, why do you pretend to be a guy on the internet? Now that's Reva's turn to tense up. She could forward its eyes glazing over if scanning her intention database for a scathing comeback. 404, come back now. Internet joke. Oh, that's funny. I do no such thing. Details about my private life are kept so private. Others simply assume. Well, that's all coming to an end if we're going to be on Team Agnot, isn't it? I suppose. Yeah, it's What's up, sweet thing? Excited about living in a team house? As long as it's being paid for, yes. Oh, in it for that esports money, eh? Of course. Since primary school, I've dreamed of my own bunk bed and free cup noodles. Reva is refreshingly realistic about programmers' living conditions. Maybe she could talk someone with sense into stunt. To be frank, anything is better than life back at home. Oh, trouble with your parents? No, my parents work hard and give me the opportunities, but they never had. And for that, I'm always grateful. But they live far from Seoul, so I'm isolated from my friends for most of my life. You mean your online friends? Yes, but now I have the chance to make my own way. I take pride in the fact that I have turned my skills into a living, no matter how meager. You should be. Most people in cross country do with support of a team, but you've managed it on your own. You have the right to be proud. Maybe, but sometimes even though I'm happy with my accomplishments, I lack the confidence to devote more of myself to this game. Really? I would have expected to hear something like that. I wouldn't have expected to hear something like that from you. Why? I don't know. It kind of seems like result type. No regrets. That sort of thing. I'm bad at putting my words in expression of Reva, but she seems to understand what I mean, and as the author. You are correct that I always give full effort in my pursuits. What's up, sweet thing? Pursuing me, huh? Yeah, you'd like that. However, it's not a regret. Normally I can be satisfied, even in failure, if I've done my best. But what if the task was not worth working towards in the first place? What do you mean? Esports is like anything else, isn't it? It's all climb to the top. It is, but StarCraft is inherently less valuable than most other things. Art, athletics, education, science, a corporate career. Objectively, my time is better spent on almost anything other than programming. But I don't believe I can truly distinguish myself in any of those things. Well, it's possible as a programmer. I was born in the right country, am the correct age, and I have enough required talent. Even then, it's not logical for me to spend so much time and effort on what I subjectively prove unrewarding, yet I cannot bring myself to turn down the chance to compete. I have the same drive, so I can at least understand, but you really don't do something if you don't believe the best at it, and the way you talk about your motivation. Do you even like StarCraft? No, I don't. Really? That's interesting. She answers bluntly and then looks away. I have nothing to say to that. High-level StarCraft high-level StarCraft isn't always fun in the traditional sense of the word, but it sounds like Reva generally doesn't enjoy the game. For her, it's to be as good as she is with that holding her back is hard to understand. StarCraft's the greatest players have always credited their love for the game as major factors in their success. How far can she hope to get without that advantage? With the silence filling the space between us, Reva takes the opportunity to take out the drink I bought for her. On the first taste, she screws her face up and hurries to set it down. How can you stand something so sugary? I shrug since I don't have a good answer. It's not like I can explain why something tastes good. Where are you living if you're not with your parents? Do you know what a gauche one is? I do not know what a gauche one is. No way, really? That's a term that's showed in one of my online lessons. If I really remember correctly, it's an absurdly tiny apartment, literally the size of a closet, with a low price to match. I live on the edge of Seoul, so rent is inexpensive. I pay with my winnings from online tournaments. Matches on the last week of every month. If I have not yet hit my quota, they can be very stressful. That has been my life since I graduated from high school. Damn, you don't mind the lack of space? I do. I'm enjoying the chance to stretch while it lasts. She demonstrates by falling back into my bed, fully extending her legs. I shake my head and try not to laugh. It'll last. The team house will be a nice upgrade for the both of us. Reva sits up and rests her arms on her knees. Break time is over. Return to the ladder. Alright, alright. I swing my chair towards the computer to resume my training. Blue light from computer monitor shines as Reva's glares. Her advance and my grumbling, all that is said between us. The matches bleed together, one foe falling after another. I'm in a protest-slaying groove. I don't often find myself winning streaks on ladders. Part of me wonders if I'm playing this well only to impress her. Reva goes quiet in the middle of a particularly intense game, leaving only the sound of my keyboard and mouse clicks mingle with the game sounds blasting in my headphones. I managed to prolong my win streak with a multiple prolonged attack with the forces of opponents to tap out. With a triumph grim, I push off my desk and turn. Boom! 3 in a... And I find that Reva has fallen asleep on duty. Well, that explains why I didn't point out my drops were delayed. Is it really that late? I rest my head against my cheeks. Would I wake her and tell her to go home? Oh, she looks so peaceful for me to do that in good conscience. I just can't sleep on the... I can just sleep on the floor, I guess. I bunched up my hoodie from the dresser and makeshift pillow and eased myself in the base under my desk. The ground isn't exactly comfortable, but with enough shifting around, I find a decent spot. Falling after my eyebrows grow heavy and sleep claims me. Okay, there's a girl in your bed, and you are asleep on the floor, and you are... okay. Oh, man, this is weird. I'm on the floor. Why am I on the floor? The trash on my desk is gone and my bed is made. I literally never make my bed. Right, Reva. When I stand, my ache of my back forces me to wince. It's nothing serious, but I must have turned over my sleep into a weird angle. Text message reveal waits me as I check my phone for the time. I apologize for falling asleep. I will see you later. Tears, as I come to expect from her. I lock my phone screen and slip it into my pocket. The week ahead is going to be tough. 6 days probably isn't enough time to make any sort of serious breakdown in terms of my mechanics or game sense. But it's long enough to craft a game plan that might edge out Bolt. My biggest issue with the matchup is that I have no idea what to expect from him. How does Blood Bowl player go on for learning StarCraft 2? Maybe I should ask Jet or Excel. Whatever the case, the team is probably waiting for me at Golden Zone Fire. I should hurry over. Morning, Mac. Morning. An obvious stunt falls to notice my route. He's too focused on his white whale. Where's Jet? Trying to wrangle some of Bolt's replays, I guess. We couldn't find him in the Shock Team house yesterday, so I spent the... Couldn't find him at the Shock Team house yesterday, so I spent the rest of the evening moving out of the Crush House. That sounds awkward. You're not wrong. I bet. Well, Reva's probably going to be late today. She probably needs to go back home after... Whoops! How do you... I'm not going to read the sentence yet, but... How do you explain that to the guys that she slept in your bed? All night? And... yeah... That's just... I tried to and failed to stop myself in time. The allure to pop Safari now falls into the stunt's attention. She slept at your place? Did you pay her? Oh my gosh, I knew that was coming up. No. No, it wasn't like that at all. We just practiced. Oh, genius move, Max. She's pretty inexperienced. Ow, ow, jeez. I followed with a shoulder punch with a pat that take note of Excel's serious expression. Mac, you didn't actually do anything, right? No, I didn't. Good. Don't get involved with your teammates. Why? Seriously? I'm sure you can figure this one out on your own. If you break up, things get awkward? Question mark? If you get together, things get awkward. If you break up, then the team loses a player. It's bad news, even in the best case scenario. She came over to watch me ladder. It got late. She fell asleep during one of the long games. That's all. Then there's no problem. Thanks, Excel. Thank you. Being a coach means I have to deal with fun stuff like telling you who you can and can't date. Awesome! Sun's hand slinks to his phone, but Excel snaps for attention before the Protoss can get back to tapping away at the animal bubbles. Enough stunt, time to practice. Mech, YouTube. Right! If I knew, my wrists are sore from the morning of anti-rush defense without anything expected of practice against stunt scram. Spammed me with a game after game of proxy gates, cannon rushes, and one base all-ins. Feel prepared for Carly, unlikely case I bolt risk the match on something like a 2-gate. Stunts a 1-note toss, but he plays that note pretty well. Can you try something else for a change? My brain is starting to fry. Hey, I'm not even warmed up yet. You're only able to defend against these builds because you were expecting them. Sorry, it's hurt. The point of cheese is to catch the end of a cheese is to point a point off your guard. What's the point of cheesing when it's all you can do? You don't understand. Cheesing is art. It's an art that I will be the first to master. Seriously though, Mac needs to prepare for more than just your one base all-ins. Try standard for a change. Fine. Just then, Jep steers to the doors of Golden Zone fire at fierce pace, saving me from more stunts of abusive builds. But that relief I feel at her arrival shadows when I catch a sight of the figure at her heels. Before I can form a question at Bolt's presence, both he and Jet are standing before us. She shoots an annoying glance at him before speaking. He insists on speaking with before he would agree to play. Bolt lifts his chin to me, savoring the moment. I need something from him, a show match, and he's well aware of the power he grants him. So Mech, still desperate for making a name for yourself? A match, aloof expression with a hard one determined to show he can't intimidate me. Our sponsor needs a demonstration of our team's potential. It's not about me. Don't kid yourself, it's all about you. I'd be facing Jet Excel or one of the wannabe dishwashers you managed to clown in the signing if it wasn't. Do you think I haven't read what they're saying online? I draw a sharp breath at Bolt's amusement. He shakes out of his wrists and offers a shrug. I normally have better things to do than play a show match in a lesser game, but hey, you've caught me at a good time. My next Blood War match isn't for a few weeks. Just got enough time to brush up on my StarCraft 2 and ship you back across the Pacific. Did you know that my team manager won't even let me play StarCraft 2 in the Shock Team house? They say it's distracting to the other players. I reach for another calming breath to find myself choking on rage instead. It's the smile of his. What, you came here to talk some trash? Quit wasting my time and accept the match. I accept, and I'll do you even one better than you'll do me. Catch. Bolt pulls something out of his pocket and tosses me. My reflexes don't fail me, and I snag the small black object in the midair. When I open my hand, I find a thumb drive. What? 50 replays. Study them if you like. You'll have no excuse when you lose. By the way, Jet, let me give you a tip. Next time you go behind my back for replays, don't try and get them from someone that shares my feelings on your opponent's bullshit. Yeah, opportunity bullshit. What? Your foreigner mascot is lucky that I'm feeling generous. With an infection of airspeed as we bolt turns to leave, my teammates visibly share my frustration, but none of them rush to my defense. There may be a good reason. I can't keep relying on Jet and Excel to bail me out of trouble. Beating Bolt isn't it's mine. Hey Bolt! He turns mid-surprise, showing his face when I flick the thumb drive out of my hand at his feet. I won't lose to you again, remember it. Tell yourself that. He shows his teeth in a smirk and crushes the flashlight under his heel. Just like I told you so. Just like you told yourself you could qualify for VSL. Bits of plastic metal are all that remain of the USB when he lifts his foot and continues his way out. The tension remains long after Boltzor finally Jet enters my personal space, eyes sharp and locked with mine. Why'd you do that? We need his replays. Excel steps forward and places his hand on Jet's shoulder. Bolt was trying to get into Mac's head. You know that, Jet. It was the right call. Dang! He really didn't like learning over to pick it up, huh? Leaning over and pick it up, huh? Those things are like 10,000 won. The quip earns him a precipitous stare from Excel and Jet. I'm too distracted even to react. Alright, Mac. If you're going to be a showman, save it for when you gain some of your fans. That gives me an idea for a ceremony after you beat the guy. Get 10,000 flash drives and... Hey, Sten, I've got a better idea for the ceremony. We sign a contract with EMAC and move into our team house. How's that sound? That's not as fun as what I had in mind. Enough banter. Get back to practicing. Can we take a break or something? I need a minute. We don't have a mix, especially without replays. Practice now. Right now. My quietly follow stunts lead back to the PCs. Excel and Jet move in and take their seats behind us. From the top, no rushes, stunt. I have absolutely no clue how anyone can practice for more than 10 hours a day. My wrists ache, my eyes hurt, and my subconscious won't consider anything but a unit compulsions and attacking timings. I can't even get Bolt's stupid smirk out of my head. Worse still, with Jet forcing stunt to play standard, our practice isn't productive at all. She didn't seem happy with me when she left to meet with producers at VSL Studio, but after so many games it becomes impossible for me to focus. What else am I supposed to do? Reva doesn't seem like she's in a practice for any race but terrain. I don't even have a chance to play against Bolt. Did I ever in the first place? Dude, how does anyone macro? It's boring, exhausting, and make you consider zillion variables. Economy management is so stupid. You just described what StarCraft is supposed to be, minus the boring part. Well, I don't like it. I'm at my best when I can focus on microing. Who says I should have to play the game past 10-minute mark? No one, as long as you're okay with that awful win rate. With practice done for today, I agree to join Excel and Stunt for dinner while Jet deals with the logistics and setup for the match. I'm led down the smoky side street when a greasy, fragrant smell mingle. My expression with the street's food so far hasn't been great, but I'm trusting my judgment in Stunt and Excel. A row after row of stalls ticked with customers clamoring for a hot meal. Three of us browse the various offerings before Stunt insists in one in particular. Do you like... What is with these words? Let's be creative. Yeah, I'm not gonna push that. Sorry, guys. Sure, yeah, whatever's fine. A single cook managing the stall cleaves through customers' orders faster than I could think possible. It isn't long before we're walking away from the stall, papers wrapped pancake in hand. We settle for a seat on the curb, far enough away from foot traffic to avoid being trampled. Reva's going to run into trouble with Jet if he doesn't show a golden zone fire again this week. Actually, can only help Max so much. Besides, it's not like she can skip out on practice at Team House. Have you ever been inside a Team House, Stunt? The Protoss forces down his food with a thumb to his chest. No, but I've seen pictures. It's an informal setting. It isn't hard to sleep or slack off, but the type of people that do usually don't become programmers, or at least don't last long in as one. We still don't have any subs. Isn't that going to be a problem? Don't worry about what. Let's worry about one thing at a time. There won't be much need for subs if we don't do our best this week. Still, the team's tiny. 5 people, including management. Jet wasn't kidding when she said she wanted a lean team. A sudden thought of Team Co-Wash is almost enough to make me smile. Yo, Excel, what did you do with all the prize money from Blood War? That's kind of a personal question, isn't it? I don't mind answering. I spent half of it on generally living expenses and stuff for my family. The rest I got saved. Lame. What's the point of winning if you don't spend them? I earned 40 million won or so, not counting salary. That may sound like a lot, but it's easy to go through it if you aren't responsible. Deaf to this, since Excel is trying to talk to him, Stunt stares off into space and stars in his eyes. If I won, I would buy a car, a house, a new PC. He counts, rattling off a list of dozens superficial objects in the way that only someone who has lived without worry, without paying rent can. Excel and I both take a chance to eat without interruption. Yet still got the 100 million won from the first VSL champion, yeah? That plus some probably, why? I wonder if I could get a chance to trick out the team house. Feel free to ask, just make sure I'm there for her reaction. What about you, Mac? What would you do with your big winnings? I don't know, save it or something. And I thought that only chicks in our team were boring. Oh, don't forget all that time you spend climbing StarCraft's ladder. Someone else spends climbing the corporate ladder. If you're only in esports for money, get a real job. Phew, it's no big deal. After I make it the big next Protoss Powan. Sorry, just a second. Oh, I'll get a job as a coach or a team owner. I've got it all planned out. There's no convincing Stunt at this rate. Not that I can blame him. I wasn't any more responsible than I was at his age. But the final bite what's left in my bag is a little more than grease on my napkin. I'm joined by my teammates when I move to toss away the trash. Headed home, Mac? Yeah, gonna ladder for a bit, then sleep. Gotcha. I'll be at the cafe by 10. Don't be late. Not like we have anything better to do. The three of us turn our separate ways out of the alley. I endure the walk back to my apartment in silence. I stare at myself when a light coming from the screen bright enough to make my eyes glaze. And then it goes dark. I slide my thumb over the screen to wink it. I repeat the ritual for 4 times now. My head still falls back. I close my eyes. Why do I feel like this? I feel like it's almost been 2 weeks since I speak to my parents. Amelia, I've been busy with StarCraft since I met Excel and Jet, but I'm still overdue for a call. My finger hovers over the contact number. Before it can fall to dial them, the phone escapes my hand and falls back into my desk. Does Amelia, I don't have much to say. Hi, Mom and Dad. Hi, Mom, is Dad there? Yes, everything is fine. No, I'm not dead. No, I haven't given up yet. Telling them about the team, it might be for nothing. They pretend to share my happiness in a victory, but there's always an underlying cynicism to ever congratulate from them. A win isn't a win. It's another crumb leading me to a chase of pointless e-dream and away from the life I think I should be living. I feel wrong to cross with them. They raised me, paid my existence. I'd be incated to ask for more. And yet I do, when I want them to accept my goals for what they are, to hope for more than I'll grow out of StarCraft. It's a shame that with my friends, it's the same with my friends in real life. They pretend not to, but I know they look down on me. It's a video game, why do you care so much? Come on, man, it's time you grew out of this. When it's right to give up a dream, how many failures does it take before you say, alright, I'm done trying, I'll take a job at the family business? If I lose to Bolt, should I quit StarCraft? Would it be nothing but pride to continue on? Even if I win, what then? What if the team does poorly? What if the team does well, but I hold them back? Will StarCraft 2 even last as long as Blood War? Is there any prize money left for this seed in a year from now? What if I start to hate the game? What's wrong to think this way before such a high-stakes match, but I can't help it. I know what matters. I don't know what I have to do. Why can't I just do it? I carry myself into bed and bury my face in my pillow. Somehow I think I'm finally starting to understand Mr. Young's saying. I'm awake. I've been awake. Actually, I don't feel like getting up. I tell myself it's for the third time, but I don't. We have to practice. But I don't feel like practicing. Dude, get up. The team's waiting for you. Just want to lie here, though. Can't I just do that? No. I'm probably sick from street food. I'm just going to lie here until I feel better. You aren't sick. Get up. Not now. Soon, though. Don't you want to beat Bolt? This guy's a total prick. If you don't practice, he'll beat you and you'll feel terrible. Alright, I feel terrible, though. Now I'm just gonna lie here. Get up. Get up, 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 get up. Black screen. Yeah, crap, someone's at my door. The sound of repeated, unrelenting knocks wakes me up. I glance at my phone and answer immediately the question. It's 2 p.m. I show my way to the door and glance through my peephole into the hallway. It's Jet. She doesn't look happy. Ooh, gosh. I turn the knob and crack the door open, offering no resistance when she forces the rest of the way open. She glances over at me, not bothering to feign disgust with her expression. What are you doing? The entire team has been waiting for you to show up. Her tone demands an answer. I rush to oblige her with an excuse. I don't feel well. You look fine. Get dressed and get your hands to Golden Zone. I run my hand through my matted hair and glance away. I'm serious. I feel awful. I don't think practicing today makes much sense considering I might... Her palm cracks against the side of my face. I call out in a mixture of pain and shock as I try to step back. Instead, catches my shirt and pulls me forward, visibly restraining herself from bringing back her hand across my other cheek. I catch her brush of bringing a hand to where she struck me. Her eyes, hard and determined, refused to leave me. What? Why'd you do that? Why are you here, Mac? Why'd you come to Korea? What? To play StarCraft? You already know the answer. No, you didn't. You have some natural talent for StarCraft, but you didn't come here to make use of it. What on earth is she talking about? I feel my voice harden when my throat and when I arch you back. You just hit me for nothing. I came to Korea because I wanted to play in VSL, because I wanted to be a champion. And yet you can't drag your sorry ass out of bed to prep for this show match that the entire team is counting on you to win. Stop lying to yourself, or at the very least stop lying to me. Put a lot of trust in you, Mac. I honestly hope that you prove to have what it takes to make something of yourself. But you clearly don't. You quit when it gets hard, and you remind the confidence that help fuel the lie that you're capable of something greater without putting the work in. I forgot to see the Jet's eyes dries as she relinquishes her around my undershirt. I stumble back, clenching at the wall to keep me from falling over. You have less than a week to pretend that you care about what happens to yourself and to this team. If you can't do that for your own sake, do it for ours. After 10 long, sobbing seconds of answers that, she turns, stalks into the hallway, and slams the door. Pulls me up against my side as I slide out onto the floor. It's not before I'm tired of replaying my stale reasoning. My apartment's view of Seoul skyline offer a moment of relief. It makes the decision a little bit easier. One way or another, I'm not coming home. The look of disdain, a face, reassurance, it's all that's left for me once I step onto that plane and admit that I'm a failure. If I can't swingle a single match of victory with 4 other people carrying me, what can I possibly hope of accomplishing with the rest of my life? I'm left on a long bed. I'm tired. Even though I won't mind falling asleep against the wall, I find myself rising to my feet. In the narcissism or masochism, it would be so much easier for me to just accept that I was never cut out for this in the first place. I really just can't quit, huh? This is such a joke. Gomer's charm stings as I push my way into the store. Snow white hair and a wrinkled forehead perk up from behind the counter as I stand in the doorway of the store. Mr. Yan? Come for another round of Go, Mac? Or just here to take your drinks and scare him? It isn't until he gets a good look at me that the smile drops off his face. Something the matter? Did you play Go professionally? He nods once, so I continue. Why did you play? What kept you from going? How did you stop yourself from quitting? Philip's couple, don't you think? Take a breath, Mac. What's going on? At first I try to explain as vague as I can, but Mr. Yan nods along. Allow me to ramble uninterrupted. I find myself divulging more details. I'll stop only comes to expand my encounter with Jet this afternoon and the evening I spent sitting in my apartment. You're right. I'll go whatever lengths I can to avoid pain. I've done it all my life. StarCraft is the only thing that I've been decent at, and I can't commit to it because I'm afraid to fail. But it's not just that. I can't quit either. My biggest fear is all admitting myself that I'm not good enough. I want to believe, as long as I'm trying, I'm not worthless. I ran away to South Korea with the stupid idea that I can make something of myself, like the world owed me something just for showing up. I'm just tired. I don't want to run anymore. Despite my ragged voice and slumped shoulders, Mr. Yen finds himself a nonchalant smile. Then don't. It's much easier to walk. A slight chuckle escapes him. When it ends, he gestures me past. He gestures past me to his store. Mac, I'm closing in on 70 and I work at a convenience store at 2 in the morning. Some would call it a failure, but I don't regret the days I spent studying and competing in Go. If we live without pursuing our passions, what good is living at all? Prize, fame, status, all these things are achieved by few, but every competitor must play for the love of the game with the pride of a well-earned victory. Competition is a noble thing. It drives us to improve, innovate, and test the limits of what we are and what we can do. It took humans into space. You won't seek a reason to keep it if you don't already know what there's value in. I lay on the counter separating us. The tension in my chest softens. I do, and you're right, but I can't stop worrying that it won't be worth it in the end, or that even if I'm my best, I'll fail. You might not achieve anything as you set out to, even if you work as hard as you can. No success is worth chasing is ever guaranteed. But you want to spend the rest of your life wondering what you're capable of? My own answer to that is no. I glance away and rake my hand through my hair. There's no way that I've come this far to give up now. And I straighten up. He beams a pleased smile at me. Now then, if I were you, I would head home and get some rest. You've got a match to prepare for, after all. I find myself at another loss of words. Gratitude forms and fails apart between my lips and a handful of times before I simply settle for a deep bow. Thank you, Mr. Yan. You're welcome, Mac. By the way, the next you come by for an old man's wisdom, you'll have to buy something first. For the first time today, I catch myself smiling. Hey, okay, deal. Just then, a customer pushes the door open to the store. Although it wasn't much else I had to say, now is probably an appropriate time to depart. I turn to leave. Mr. Yan lifts his fist to me. Work hard. I raise mine to matches. I will. Okay, after that inspirational talking to and weird interactions and everything, I am so confused. I'm so glad it's going on the time. So I will see you guys again. Game description below, like always. Down there. Catch me out on Twitter, down there. On Twitch, down there. On Instagram, down there. On my Xbox Live account, down there. I will see you guys again. Bye bye.